Hey there students, welcome to another extra project tutorial for grade 8. This is the glass or mirror etching using the sandblaster. Let's see how it's done. The first thing to do is to head over to the extra project materials shelf and select either a piece of glass or a piece of mirror for your etching project. Also be sure to pick up one of the glass and mirror sanding boards. The first thing to do is to sand the edges of your piece of glass or mirror. We need to sand down all these edges and these corners so that they're nice and smooth so that you're not going to cut yourself. Take your sanding board and put it in a vise. Grab some gloves so that you don't cut yourself while you're holding your sharp piece of glass or mirror. And then gently hold it on an angle and work it back and forth on the sandpaper. You can start with the coarser one, which is the darker one, and move on to the finer sandpaper. So we're going to hold it on an edge and just change the angle as you go so that we round the edge nicely. When the edge is sanded, it will have a rounded over look to the edge, and it shouldn't feel sharp. You should be able to roll your finger around it and it will feel nice and soft. Make sure you do all the edges and all the corners. At this point, it's time to think about your designs for your piece of glass or mirror. Pick up one of the glass mirror etching design sheets from Mr. Golder and think of 4 ideas that you would like to do on your piece of glass or mirror, and just sketch them in these 4 boxes, and then pick one of the 4 and just redraw it a little bit nicer with a little bit more detail. Here are a few ideas of what the project might look like when it's finished. Here's somebody who's done a starfish with some hearts, and you can see that there's clear glass where it wasn't etched, and then where the glass has been etched by the sandblaster, it's all a little bit kind of fuzzy, not quite so clear. There's one. There's another one that somebody did, mystery. If you use the mirror, you get a different type of effect. Here's somebody who's done the Montreal Canadiens logo, and you can see that the part where the logo is no longer has the mirror, because what they've done is they've etched out the back. All right. Here's another one on a piece of mirror where they've etched out the back and then painted it. It's kind of neat. So with the mirror, you can either etch the front or the back, and you can either paint it or you can leave it clear. You can see my finger through that one. So here I've picked 4 possible designs I could do: a checkerboard, a heart, a lightning bolt, or the Tesla symbol, Tesla logo. And so I chose to do the Tesla logo, so I drew it out a little nicer, and now I'm going to move on to the next step. The next step is to completely cover one side of your glass or mirror with masking tape. And we want to do it 2 layers thick. So I'm just going to cover one side of my piece of glass with masking tape. Pushing it down hard as I go. All done. The next thing to do is to draw your chosen design onto the masking tape. Now this next part is a little tricky and takes some dexterity. get one of the fine X-Acto knives from Mr. Golder and begin cutting out the tape from the part where you want the etching to be. So if I want the etching to be in the logo, then I will cut the middle part out. If I wanted the middle part to stay clear and the etching to be on the outside, then I would cut all of the outside out. I think I'm going to cut the middle part out and have the etching be on the inside. As you're cutting out, make sure that you're pushing fairly hard. You can feel when the knife goes through the tape. If you cut every line twice, then you feel it as it goes through, and then use the end of the knife to help you take everything out. At this point, just push the tape down and make sure it's all well and truly stuck to the glass, especially if you have lots of small pieces, if you have a lot of detail. And we're ready to head to the sandblaster. Come over to the sandblaster, turn the fan on, open the side door, put your glass etching project on the piece of wood in the middle. Make sure that the intake tube is under the sand so that sand will actually get pulled through. And then put your hands in the gloves. Once you have your hand in the glove, you're going to pick up the sandblasting gun in one hand, and you're going to pick up your glass piece in the other hand. Then you're going to pull the trigger on the sandblasting gun, and you're going to hold it fairly close to the glass, and make sure you hold it straight on and not at an angle. If you hold it at an angle, what will happen is it will tend to peel the tape off, and then you won't get a nice clean edge. So hold it straight on the glass and shoot. After a little while, take a look in the side door and double check whether it's etched enough. If you don't feel like it's etched enough, put it back in the sandblaster and keep going for a little while. If you feel like it's nice and etched all the way around and you're happy with it, then take it out and remove the tape. And there we go. Take it over to the sink and give it a little bit of a cleanup, and you're done. And if you're really keen, you can even make a little frame for it.